but I wanted to jump on here and just clarify something. I ran out of characters in my post where I was describing what happened with Amy. And I want to be clear. Again, I don't have any hard feelings against her. I don't feel like anyone should have to pick a side. I have been silent for the most part on this entire topic simply because it's, she has around that. And a lot of people are frustrated with them. And Arkansas right now, there's a lot of, we have a ton of empathy. I have not had communication with her in a very long time. And I don't have communication with her because as much as I have empathy for her, I also need to be able to do my job. And she knows, even if she doesn't want to admit it, that I'm not lying. And she's entitled to have her own opinions. But the biggest thing here, you guys, is as a reporter, I need to be able to do my job without feeling like I have interference. And, she might have thought we were friends. I mean, we were friendly. And I think in a lot of ways, when you have those blurred lines, it can create confusion with reporting. But I always verified things with her before I ever reported. And the day that a lot of you guys are asking about with Jana, I asked her, I sent her a text message and I asked her, is this about Jana? It was very quick. And she said to me, I took a screenshot of it and I said, oh, the shade. And she said, she said something like, when I see something, I'm going to stand up for what's right. That's what she said to me. So I posted that post, and I think I even posted it before I even said anything to her. But she got backlash for that statement on Jana because at the time, there were a lot of questions around what happened. She's entitled and she had every right to speak out about what happened. And Jana did make mistakes, you guys. Like, nobody's perfect. Jana's under a lot of pressure. She has to follow the rules of her father, and she's babysitting for Anna, whose husband is going to prison. And it's just, I'm sure Jana was under a lot of stress. They've been raised not to trust authorities. They don't know how to handle a lot of real life situations. They don't have very good social skills, you guys. And Jana is kept under a very tight microscope by Jim Bob. So she did lie to the police, and things did happen, and she did fall asleep. So Amy changed and softened after I told her a little bit more about what happened, and she put up a new post, and I deleted that in response because I didn't want to add any further backlash to her. She posted that on her social media before we ever spoke or anything like that. She was responding to what she was seeing in the media. So me posting that, I have to remind you, I was not the first one to do that. There were numerous outlets that had seen it, and it was published by, I think, TV show Ace. There was several media outlets, websites that posted that she shaded Jana. So it wasn't coming from me. It was coming from the post itself. So I understand backlash is hard. So I deleted the post again, and then that was it. Like, I haven't really talked to her since. And at the end of the day, I don't have hard feelings, but I need to be able to post on my platform without the fear that if I post something, I'm going to have someone publicly lie and say that that's not what it was about, when I have I have a screenshot of her admitting that it was about Jana. I also have screenshots of her admitting that she knew that she knew who Backwoods Barbie was. Like, I flat out asked her before I even responded. The Sun had made an article about it, and it was going all over the place about this video she made on her Instagram. And I knew that they knew who she was because her mom was looking at some of the videos and was concerned with some of the tones of the videos. And so I simply asked her, is this about Backwoods Barbie? And she said yes. But then a week later, she said, oh, I thought you were just asking about, I didn't know you were asking about someone, even though in our communication, she said she knew who she was. So again, I'm not here to throw her under the bus. She has a lot of stress. The case was intense, you guys. I think for a lot of people, you have to remember, when you're under that kind of microscope and that kind of stress, you will do anything to try to get out from under that. You will do anything to try to get away from the backlash. You will do anything to try to repair it so that your business isn't hurt. And I don't want her business to hurt. This is actually from her shop, and I have a closet filled of clothes from her. And I, to this day, will say, without a doubt, her business sells good clothes. She has good clothing. If you want to buy clothes from her, she has great customer service, and I would never, ever, ever think it's fair for people to boycott her business because of her last name. That's unfair, it's unwarranted, and it's unnecessary. So I hope you guys can realize that she might not appreciate the things that I've reported on her cousins. She might not like that I've said things in the past about Jill, or reported things about Joy, or said things about Jana, or said things about Jessa. And she loves these people. I understand that. But I can't not report because someone loves someone. You know what I mean? Like, I have to be able to do my job. And if I have to change the way I report to try to ensure that someone's not going to be upset, that makes my job extremely hard. And so moving forward, I just have to be better myself about boundaries. And again, I don't have any hard feelings. I think she's a good person. I think she's under a lot of stress. I don't think people should be attacking her. I don't think people should be going after her. She's fair to have criticism for me. It's fair for her to not agree with how I report. It's fair if she doesn't want to see the things that are said about her family. I mean, if I put myself in her shoes, it would be very hard to read some of the stuff that's written about her family. The sad thing for her is that her family was put themselves on reality television. So Jim Bob is the one who sought fame along with the help from his mother, Mary, and they all worked together to get on the show. And then when Amy was picked up by him, was picking up her grandmother, the producers met her and wanted her on the show. They were all on the show together. She was not ever a main cast, but the thing is, they all were in this together, and that doesn't mean that Amy knew anything, because as far as I know, and as far as she has said, she didn't know anything. And she wasn't like this. People always thought she was like my source for everything, and that's just not true. The truth is that she doesn't have much of a relationship with her family because of what Jim Bob does. He's controlling, and he isolates, and he lies, and he manipulates. And I have a lot of empathy. I have a lot of empathy for someone who loves their family but can't reach out to them and can't connect to them. I have a lot of empathy for someone that sees their family getting railroaded in the media, and they feel like they can't do anything to help. I have a lot of empathy for that. But the only reason that people talk about this is because they were on a reality show and on our televisions for 17 years. Jim Bob has had a public face since the early 2000s, since 1998, when he took a seat with the Senate and was in the government. He was a state representative and a state senator, and he was a state rep. I don't know if he ran for state Senate. He ran for US Senate. He ran for state Senate again. This is someone that has been in public office, has had public roles in public office. His kids have worked in public positions like constables and that kind of stuff. So when you've made your whole life profiting off of your kids, and people are starting to analyze and seek information about their ties to the cult that really catapulted all of these beliefs into the mainstream, I'm sure it's hard to hear about that kind of stuff. But our goal is never to hurt people. And sometimes reporting the facts is hurtful. And I try to take as much care as possible when I report. And I would never want to hurt anyone. And out of respect for her, if she would ask me to remove things, I did. But it gets to a point where I can't always remove something because someone gets backlash or they don't, The best thing that I would recommend to anyone in a situation like that is if they are getting a lot of backlash and they don't want to handle it and they don't care to handle it, they can either ignore it or they can take a break from their social media until things calm down. And that's always an option. Or you don't have to talk about it at all. So you can just not discuss it, and then you might not get backlash. If you're going to be bold and brave and speak out, you have to be bold and brave. And it's hard. And I'm sure Josh's conviction has made life hell for these people, and that sucks. but we have to keep talking about it because right now there's still people being influenced by this cult. There's still being kids hurt. There's still being kids abused. And I know Amy's heart that no matter what, she does not support child abuse. And I know that she would not endorse blanket training. She doesn't endorse blanket training. She doesn't endorse corporal punishment. She doesn't endorse hitting children. And we're on the same side. And everyone should be on that side. So don't feel like you have to pick a side. We support her. I just wanted to be clear. I don't like the back and forth. I haven't said anything for a long time because I don't want to be in the middle of something that's not, it didn't happen all of a sudden. This happened a long time ago. Yeah, she's got great stuff at her store. She got a lot of really horrible harassment and it's not fair. She shouldn't have received that harassment. I wish her well too. Yeah, boundaries are very important, you guys. I'm learning that. No, you can't be friends with people you report on. You just can't. It's not physically possible. You have to be able to still be respectful to the people that you cover. But you also can't allow your personal feelings about someone to influence how you cover it, if that makes sense. She's been talking about it indirectly for months about me. I just haven't responded to it. And I don't want to fight with her because that's what the IBLP wants. That's what Jim Bob wants. That's what the Duggar followers want. They want us to fight. I think she received a lot of hate and got a lot of negative reviews on her business. And I think that's unfair and unwarranted and horrible. Yep, you can be friendly, but not actual friends. I hate the situation, period. And it sucks. Nothing happened today. She posted about me today. Yeah, I don't know why she thinks I'm exploiting children. That's what the haters say. The haters all say that support the Duggars is that I'm exploiting the children. So what happens is you get gaslit a lot in this industry. So if there's someone who's a fan of someone, it's easier to get mad at me, the messenger that's reporting on what's happening, than it is to get mad at the Duggars who are the ones that actually exploited their children. Yeah, and they were giving her a lot of crap saying that she shouldn't have a relationship with me because I speak ill of Jill and I speak ill of Joy and I speak ill of Jessa. And those are people that she loves. That's their opinion. The abuse is not an allegation. So the thing is, you guys, is we're not lying when we say that corporal punishment is happening. That's not a lie. And she knows that. She knows that's not a lie. So there's no reason to say that she doesn't like or that I'm making up that corporal punishment is happening. It's factual that it's happening. It's in police reports that it's happened. They had in the police report that they used rods. Michelle has written about blanket training. The girls have defended their parents correcting them. The Forsyths, the Fort Rock family camp, hosted Michael Pearl only a few years ago and defended Michael Pearl's methods, and Austin and Joy work and help out at the camp. So none of that is a lie. I'm definitely not jealous of Backwoods, and I wasn't mocking her. She spends a lot of her time being angry at me, and I don't care. Like, she should just do her job and stick to that. I'm not jealous of someone that's full entire platform is to like be really hateful and destroy people. And I don't hate any of the Duggars. What I hate is child abuse, and I hate abuse. Well, I think we were friends to the extent that we spoke. I mean, you guys would ask me if we're friends, and I would say, yes, we're friends. Have I ever met her personally? No. Did we talk on the phone? Yes. I mean, you guys get mad if I say one thing and it's slightly different the next day. And you do that because you want to make sure and say that I'm lying. And I'm not lying. When I look back on it, did I think we were friends? Yes. Was I maybe not friends with her? Yes. Did I maybe misinterpret that? Yes. Did I think we were friends? Yes. And she definitely does throw shade at her cousins. So again, I just think that like, it's just easier to get mad at me. And that's fine. Acquainted. Yeah, maybe I should have called her like an acquaintance. Looking back now, I don't think we were friends. I didn't mom shame Jessa. I spoke about what people were saying about Jessa. You guys get so mad and you're such a fan of Jessa that if you even talk about what other people are saying about her, then I'm shaming her. I said in my video on YouTube that people were criticizing her about the mittens. That's what I said. And then I suggested that if she goes out to have like wipes and mittens and that kind of stuff, that was really all I said, which I stand by. I'm actually not lying about Amy inviting me. She invited me multiple times to come down to Arkansas. Even her husband invited me. So that's not a lie. Yeah, there was a lie where they told me to come visit. Multiple times they asked me to come down. They said I could stay with them. I mean, it's irrelevant. I never went down. And it's just irrelevant. I think she's in a complicated position. There is an NDA in place. But at the same time, I think there is fear to speak out, because when you speak out, then there's even fear that even more retaliation can happen. And retaliation is a huge part of this cult. And Jim Bob is very powerful. He has a lot of powerful friends. He has millions of dollars that she does not have. He's got friends that are in politics. He's got friends that are lawyers. He's got friends that are in law enforcement. He has a lot of friends. And that's intimidating to anyone. And then you understand the construct of this cult and how they threaten people when they leave, and they use things like death threats, and you can't speak ill of someone and it just makes everything more complicated. And I think they have a right to have rational fears because of that. And that makes it more complicated. I think the NDA was with TLC because of the show, and I think she broke her contract, but I'm not sure. That's just my guess. I don't know. Yeah, he has money and power, and it's intimidating to go up that. No, if she wanted the reporting to stop, I think she would stop talking about it, and she doesn't stop talking about it. She uses her platform in a way around the NDA where she says things without directly saying things. And so, no, I think she wants the truth out. That's for sure. It's just complicated. She's the family, and it's just complicated. Be nice to her, and don't bully, harass, or hate. Don't hurt. There's no reason to be angry. And I think everyone should just be kind to one another. And again, if I understand she had to do things to protect herself, I understand that there was pressure to separate herself because of the reporting. I understand that she might have been hurt by the things that I reported on, but I have to do my job. And so I want to wish her the best. Her clothes are amazing. I wear them, and I think she is a great, she's got great customer service. Don't hurt her business because of her last name. It shouldn't even be relevant. Yeah, just be kind. The cult wants people to fight about the cult and about with each other, and I don't want to fight with her. I want to work on the cult, and that's what I'm going to stick to. Okay? Bye, guys.